So as you can tell, this lower ball joint doesn't want to break free, and I'm actually starting to bend it here. I want to make sure that I can still get it through the control arm, otherwise I won't be able to get it out of the knuckle. So even though I'm replacing both the control arm and the ball joint, it still poses a problem if I bend that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to strike the lower control arm, not the ball joint, not the knuckle. I'm going to strike the lower control arm with a hammer quite a few times, see if I can get that to pop free. I might have to wait until I loosen up the knuckle, the bolts on the struts and stuff like that. That way I can lift up on the knuckle while I'm striking here. But I'm probably going to do that off camera. You can hear here, and it should, the vibration usually will pop the ball joint loose. This one's pretty stuck, so it's going to take a lot of work, obviously. Alright, I still haven't been able to break this free, so I'm going to continue on with the rest of the stuff and try again when I have the knuckle loose. See if I can pull up on it while I'm pounding on here, see if that'll give me a little. If not, what I'll do is end up taking the knuckle and the lower control arm off together and deal with it on the ground. You need to disconnect the other side now, so you'll be able to move the sway bar up to pull the lower control arm out. So disconnect the other side sway bar at this point in time, the sway bar link. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to attempt to break free this lower ball joint one more time. Obviously, I can't use my tool because it's not working. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to strike right here on the lower control arm. I did this earlier without any luck, but I'm hoping now that I can actually pull some pressure, pull up on this a little bit while I'm striking it. I'm hoping that will help. But we'll give it a try and see what happens. Just be careful if you do this, you know, don't hit yourself with the hammer. If it does break free, watch out for the brake shield, make sure it doesn't hit you in the face, that kind of stuff. So, there we go. Oops. Okay, with everything out, the first thing I'm gonna do is this ball joint. Thankfully, DetroitAxle gave us enough extra cardboard. I like to put this on top of cardboard to protect the threads. So if you got extra cardboard or something like that, it'd be a good idea to get it out. Now, the problem I have with these ball joints, and some of you may have seen this in my previous videos, with this ball joint kit, you really don't have the room, you know, to get it all set up here and do what you need to do. So what I do, I will put some WD-40 on here. I'll make sure there's no clip underneath this rubber bushing here, and then I will pound it out with my hammer. I will actually pound it out. Sometimes that means that I have to cut off this part or use a chisel. You'll see me do a couple different ways. This does take some time, but with the tools that I have no other way to really get this out. So if anybody knows another way, I'd love to hear it. If there's a different tool, you know, maybe one of these days I'll invest in it, but this usually works for me. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, with your new ball joint, you're going to want to pry the plastic cap away for now. Put that aside, otherwise it won't fit through there. Let's just grease down a little bit with it and spread that around much. There we go. Alright, so I like to use a little friction modifier. This is a Ford friction modifier actually, but just a little bit. Loosen it up there. And then I'll do a little bit on the outer edge here. Well, that stuff stinks. Yeah, usually I'd use a cup out of my set, but I wasn't able to find one, so I found a socket that's gonna fit. This is actually a 36 millimeter. Yeah, 36 millimeter. And it looks like it's gonna fit good, so I'm gonna go with this. When you're doing this, you're definitely going to want to have a high torque gun. My normal impact, I don't think would get this all the way down, to be honest with you. I've done a few of these. They are rather rough to get down, so I use my ultra torque. A high impact gun would be a good idea. Might not be able to use this socket actually. Nope. So what I'm going to use is this part of the tool. Just make sure that it doesn't squish anything. It's going to sit right on this upper lip here, so it should be okay. Make sure you get it lined up good and solid so it doesn't move on you. And that should do the trick. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over because when I'm gunning it, this whole thing's going to turn on me anyway. I got a problem with my cup here. Hang on just one second. I've actually used this thing so much that this one's mushroomed out now and it doesn't fit into this slot anymore. So it got stuck. Let me see what I can do to fix this real quick and I'll be right back. A little grinding, that should do the trick. Once it's all the way down, give it a couple taps just to seat it in. And then one more tap will be good. This kit comes with a clip, snap ring clip. You've got your cotter pin for when you install it. Got your lower nut, and then you also have a grease circuit. Snap ring pliers, just a simple pair. If you're buying the parts separately, here's the part number for the lower ball joint. This is DetroitAxle. It would be the same part number on both sides. While I've got everything out at this point, it's easier to access these upper sway bar links now, the bolts back here, so I like to do those now. So you'll only be able to do this side for now because it's resting on the lower control arm on the other side. When you put the lower control arm on this side, it'll rest on this side when you do the other side. So that gives you a little more leverage to work with. Now these do have different part numbers, so you want to compare them, and you can see that one isn't the right one, as you can see, so that's the right one there. The part number for this one, and again this is DetroitAxle. These also have grease circs, so make sure they're tight. This one's loose, so I'll need to tighten it down. So for now, I'm just going to do the top. We'll leave it kind of loose for now. I don't want to torque it down yet because we do need to be able to move it a little bit when we do put it into the lower control arm.
Now we can go ahead and torque these down now. When I do torque it down, I like to lift up on it just slightly, but since this one is already, you know, level, it's really not going to go up all that much. So just when you do torque it down, just lift it up very so slightly. All stuck today. I'm gonna try my tool, but like the other time, it probably won't work. So I'll end up doing the same thing that I'm doing now anyway. Yeah, it's too. My tool might be too small for this one. Too big. That just ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. I definitely got to say, this has been a very difficult one to record.
So at this point you should have this whole side back together and torqued down except for the sway bar link. You're going to leave that loose from the lower control arm for now, so you can leave the sway bar in the up position. I am going to video the other side, but this side took me a bit longer, so I'm not going to be as detailed on the other side. I'm just going to kind of fly through it, but the process is the same. All the nuts and bolts and torques are the same. So
It's not loose first.
With the sway bar links reconnected, it makes this a little bit more difficult to get put into place. So you might wait to do the sway bar links till just very last. But kind of gives you a problem on getting all this back together because there's so much tension there now. So I might actually end up disconnecting them again. Alright, what I ended up doing was putting this down in the bottom hole and just lifting up on it enough to drop it down to get this top bolt in, and then now I'll be able to get the bottom bolt in. So same thing here, just very lightly put it in there. That'll get it up to get it started. So if you haven't done your sway bar links yet, or if you're just watching this video to see, you might wait on doing the sway bar links till the very last, at least attaching them to the lower control arm anyway.
it.